Good afternoon. I'm Bob Pillay. I'm Chairman and CEO of Cellular Dynamics. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements, and we encourage you to look at our SEC filings on this matter. As a company, we take a different approach to the stem cell field than many of the presentations you've heard today. At the very heart of the stem cell revolution is the human cell. The human cell is the basic functioning operating unit, the basic building block of human biology. And the presentations earlier in the day have talked about how they're trying to harness that for therapeutic benefit. But what almost all of the presenters have talked about is that they're harvesting cells and using them somehow. And we believe that harvested cells has limitations. At Cellular Dynamics, what we do is we've spent a decade perfecting the manufacture of human cells. And we do it off of a platform that allows you to manufacture any cell, virtually any cell, from virtually anyone. And what we're trying to do as a company, unlike some of the other companies here which are trying to do therapeutics, we're trying to set the standard for the manufacture of human cells. Now, we believe that we're one of the leaders in the field, possibly the leader in the field, because what we do is we develop and manufacture standardized human cells in high volume and in high quantity and in high purity. We're manufacturing standardized cells. And this actually targets by perfecting this technology, it targets a very large market. It includes the in vivo therapeutic market, but also markets for stem cell banking and for in vitro research and development. We think that's about $10 billion, according to the market research we've done. We believe that we're a market leader, as I said. We had over 150 customers in the trailing 12 in 2013. 19 of the 20 top biopharmaceutical companies purchased our products. And we have over 800 patent applications around our technology, either licensed or owned. We think that we're a compelling financial story. We actually have real revenues growing very rapidly. We have a high product gross margin, 71% in 2013. So what our company's about is filling that gap, that void in the current cell therapy area of manufacturing cells to specification. Okay, we use there's two steps in our manufacturing process. Step one is we manufacture something called an induced pluripotent stem cell. And we do this under tight industrial control because every iPS line you start needs to be of high quality, quantity, purity. So we start with a standard doctor's office blood draw. Literally any person in this room, if they donated us their blood and gave us the consent, we could manufacture your pluripotent stem cell line. And a pluripotent stem cell line has two critical components that makes it a great platform to manufacture. Number one, when you make your stem cell line, your pluripotent line, under the right conditions, if you put it under industrial control, you can, or we can, replicate those cells indefinitely. So that's a great feedstock for a manufacturing process. Then the second part of it that's particularly powerful is that a pluripotent stem cell line naturally becomes every cell in the human body. Now, the second step in our process is once we've created this iPSC line, it's to put it under industrial control so that you can manufacture the end cell type that we're interested in tight conditions in order to get a standardized human cell at the end. Okay, and by standardized, that means it has to meet tight specifications, just like any other standardized product. I recently sat in a meeting at our company where we were going through this process, a 41-page PowerPoint, which was filled with various standards that had to be met before we'll release a cell type. And as you can see from this slide, we manufacture these cells in unprecedented volume. Okay, the reason as a business we're excited about this is it opens up a gigantic product matrix for us. On the y-axis, any cell type, potentially any cell type in the human body. By the way, everyone on this list we manufacture today and is in customer hands. The second axis is every person on the planet. And what we're doing at Cellular Dynamics is each dot point on that matrix, we're now developing and manufacturing those cells in high volume standardized, giant product matrix opportunity. Okay. We see now what we're trying to do with this product matrix opportunity, what we can manufacture, is drive it into 3 very large markets, totaling almost $10 billion in 2011. The first one, the one that we've launched into, our historical revenues in 2013 and in the past are in, is in this first one, using human cells for in vitro, in labware, research on humans. Our basic value proposition there is that our cells are more predictive of real human biology, in vivo biology, than other cell models listed up above. And our historical revenues of just under $12 million last year are in that area primarily. The second market that we're entering, and in fact we have $22.6 million of contracts we signed at the end of last year and grants with the California Institute of Regenerative Medicine, I'm sorry, $22.3 million, is in this $1.3 billion market for stem cell banking. And that's a market we're just entering in, and we're putting a lot of business development effort to expand that. Okay. The third one is the one that most of this meeting's been talking about, is the in vivo use of cells as a therapeutic. The value proposition we bring is that we can develop the cell to a therapeutic spec and we're doing this in collaboration. We have a business development effort. We want to do this in collaboration with cell therapy companies, where we develop the cell to therapeutic spec, the end stage cell that you want. And then we can manufacture that in scale so you can do all the dosage studies and other trials. In other words, our technology makes cell therapeutics more like medicinal chemistry, developed to a spec, test in vivo. We have a large and growing product portfolio. On this list are 11 different cell types that are all in customer hands. There are additional ones that we haven't disclosed. But every one of these cell types right now is in customer hands being used in that in vitro market to try to understand human biology in a dish. But if you look at all of them, except for potentially nociceptors, that's a pain neuron, every one of these has potential therapeutic benefit too. And so the key is manufacturing human cells to spec in a scalable, high-quality, manufactured way. Now, we also have a product extension called MyCell, and that is we can make those same cell types from anyone, okay? And that's the y-axis here. And the good news is we don't have to invest heavily in that because our customers invest in that and then let us use the cells with other people, as a product for other customers. So this is how you make every cell type from every person. And that product's just started launching and started having some revenue towards the end of 2013. The other thing I want to highlight is making cells is not, in and of itself, a product. To be a product, you have to have all the other indicia of a real product. Things like our cells are cryopreserved, which allows our customers to inventory them and also us to keep them in inventory. It comes with all the media, user guide, warranty. There's tech support. There's application support. We have 29 people whose sole job is to sell the product and support it. And the other thing I want to highlight is this over 800 patents. This stem cell space is complicated space. When we sell our product, those 800 patents are a product feature for the customer. Our customers know that when they use the iCell and MyCell products as CDI, they have freedom to operate under our 800 patents and patent applications. I just want to focus on this patent issue for a second because a lot of people ask about it. We don't just protect our process, which most people do. We've also gone out and obtained or made or created patents on customer use. Because in the end, the customer wants to know that they have freedom to operate with our cells, and they know that they'll have it under our patents. And so you have the normal barrier of entry to other parties of, they can't violate our patents, but there's the other barrier to entry that it's a unique product feature that our customers need along with the product. Just some recent announcements in the last year that highlight our commercial traction. One, I don't know if you saw the Wall Street Journal in January. We have a supply deal with Nestle, with a food company, to supply human cells so that they can do nutritional research. I talked about a little while ago. We signed, actually, there's 2 CERN-related contracts for $22.6 million to create we believe the world's largest stem cell bank. 3,000 individuals, their iPSC lines. And then we've also announced some deals with foundations that used our MyCell products. As I mentioned before, we have a very focused market rollout strategy. First, roll out in the in vitro market. Prove that our cells meet the quality standards that we say. Prove that we can develop different cell types. I think if you look at our track record to date, we've done a good job there. The second target market was to manufacture stem cell lines for stem cell banks. Again, this $22.6 million contract with CERN is our first marker on that. And the third one, we think after creating the first 2, we now have the credibility with the cell therapy companies to start developing and manufacturing cells for them, and that'll be in more of a business development mode. Some examples of our traction in the in vitro market. We have a Center of Excellence deal with Lilly. We did over $2 million in revenue with them last year. Our revenues are up 81% year over year. GSK got up at stem cells on the Mesa. Thank you, Alliance for Regenerative Medicine, and mentioned that we are their partner for in vitro stem cell regenerative medicine research. And then this recent Nestle deal. Stem cell banking, I talked about CERN. There's also multiple efforts in the cell therapy area with academics where they're using our cells for potential therapeutic benefit. Here we highlight a couple of them. The University of Arizona doing a cardiac repair project, and Northwestern where they're trying to recellularize organs using our cells. Our business model is pretty straightforward. As you can see, rapid revenue growth, high gross margin, and a very strong cash position. And our expenses growing more slowly than our revenue growth. So this is a financial model that shows that there's real business opportunity today in the in vitro market, which bridges us as a company financially and sets us up to partner with cell therapeutic companies in the future. Thank you very much. I know I'm competing for the breakout session with the cocktail party going on in the lobby. So I invite you, rather than take the elevator up to the 5th floor, I'll be out there, and then you can have a cocktail and ask me more questions. Also, I want to thank Ted for introducing me. I forgot to say this at the beginning. I actually met Ted the first time, I think it was 2007, so it's been a few years, when we were working on taking our previous company public. So Ted, thank you, and thank you, Art.